Mm. Hello, people. Let me clear my throat. I just want to do a quick video about the recent world occurrences that have been taking place, which was the blackouts in Spain and Portugal. The blackouts in Spain and Portugal taking place was very significant. But I'm going to relate it to what it is. Spain and Portugal were Moorish territories. Spain and Portugal would be nothing without the Moors. The Moors have left their imprint on those countries. They've left their DNA. They've left their actual native blacks that live there. And the vibratory frequency of those lands are very much connected to the black Moors. These people knew a lot. They knew about astrology. They knew a lot about hidden knowledge. They had to civilize Europe so Europe doesn't destroy the earth. The Moors had a mission and they completed it. But instead of Europe being grateful, they kicked them out of the land and made them go down to Africa and then enslaved them in the Caribbean, America, forgot about their magnificent history and made the people forget who they are. Those Africans are coming back. They're waking up to their true knowledge. The Black Portuguese are rising up. The native Portuguese, they're realizing they will no longer take being called slaves. The Black Brazilians are massive in population. They are embracing their Black heritage. They are embracing their African roots, their Moorish roots, because they're also Moors. And what I wanted to say was that we saw this whole Ibrahim Touré thing from Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Touré is also a Moor. That is a former Moorish country. He's rising up and he has that Mansa Musa Moorish bloodline. Like, he's a force to be reckoned with. I've been going through my like routine, like everyday routine. I'm like part of the rat race, like little hamster in a wheel, and I've blocked out a lot of all the bullshit that's happening in the world. I have seen little snippets of Ibrahim Touré and his camouflage outfit, but I have not been attracted. The distractions of my life has prevented me from researching up on it because something was stopping me from research. I just didn't want to know. Like, I am so in my rat race life that understanding that kind of what's happening with Ibrahim Traore. Even when my friend mentioned, "Did you see Ibrahim?" I'm like, "No, I've got enough things on my plate. I'm really busy. There's a cost of living crisis and life is stressful. I can't research something that's going to give me a headache, and I didn't want to know. And I blocked it out, until there's people protesting, defending Ibrahim Traore all over the world, telling France to leave him alone, telling America to leave him alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going global, and until I could not ignore it anymore. And here I am getting signs and signals from Black Portuguese people that have come out of the rubble where they've been oppressed and hidden about, because history is my thing. Today, out of all, I mentioned about the Black Portuguese that I met the other day. Today, all of a sudden, there was like a random last minute event with flyers right near me. And my neighbor was like, "Let's go and check it out." She basically wanted to go and find out who it was because they called it Community Day event. Come and meet your local community, have some food. Like, there was absolutely no, like, looking at the poster, there was no idea. There was no, like, hint what it was, what they were doing. When we got there, it was a black Portuguese woman who was trying to become councillor of of a certain area in London. And she came with her tribe. She came with her Portuguese black tribe, Cape Verdean Association, like these and like something reminiscent of the 90s. I haven't seen black community action like that since the 80s, 90s. And I'm a 90s baby. You used to see a lot more black activism, black community in the 90s. It's dead. The Jamaicans have lost this. It's literally old Jamaicans that are with that old fiery spirit that are aging, holding on to the last bit of Jamaican fiery spirit, that togetherness, that protest, that but the young generation are just so selfish in destroying what their parents have built. But the black Portuguese community are such a strong community. And there they were, these passionate black Portuguese, especially the councillor who wanted to be elected and was talking about the anti-immigration, anti-migration, blaming migrants for everything, migrants being harassed, migrants being tracked on their cards, on their oysters, migrants being denied healthcare because she was a nurse. This dutiful, dutiful, patriotic woman that is a nurse and took action upon herself. She could see the injustice of black people not getting healthcare because of their immigration status. Something so unrighteous, something so bad. And there she is with her Portuguese, black Portuguese self, with her accent, taking into action, unifying her people and trying to become leader. Me and my friend were like, oh my God, where did this woman come from? And then obviously there were some Gen Zs there, trying to help her, become a councillor. They're from a particular party. And we obviously went to spy because we need to know what's going on in the area. But she's, my friend's from a different political party, but she was like, you know what? I hope she gets sick. She has a she just loved the fact that she felt passionate about what's happening and took action upon herself to make herself councillor. And she rallied her community, got their DJ there, playing their amazing funana music, which I love. I love the Portuguese music and the zouk and the what is it, the rumba and the samba, whatever they listen to, which is amazing. And just got grandparents in there, grandchildren, dragged them all to come along. None of them were pouty, rude, lost on their phones. Well-behaved, beautiful, beautiful black Moorish Portuguese people. And I'm like, where the hell have you lot been hiding? But it's just so ironic that all of a sudden we're seeing black Portuguese people when there was a bloody blackout in Spain and Portugal. That's not a coincidence. That's a sign that the black Moors are coming back in power. The black native indigenous black people of Europe are coming out of their shell and they're taking a stand. And this is the Moorish heritage. And now Moors can be Muslim and Christian. They're clearly Christian. And we're seeing the flipping Pope die last week on Easter Sunday. Come on now, put two and two together. What is going on? That is not a coincidence. I'm seeing moon and stars up in the sky, and just, that's what I thought. And now the media in the UK is trying to quieten down the pro-Ibrahim Toure protests that are just going around the world, and black people, black Americans are actually celebrating him. I can't believe in this day and age, black Americans are celebrating an African man in Africa. Yeah, is that the times we're living in? We're seeing African Americans getting excited about a black African man wearing camouflage in Africa, where normally they would not pay attention because of his background. This is the time that we live in, and they're so well aware, they're so proud of what they're doing on the continent. And now we're seeing the black Portuguese, come out of their shell. They've been hidden. The Spanish will be absolutely awful and racist to black people. Their hatred has been disgusting, despite being mulattoes themselves. They're not fully white, but they have a hatred of the black people because of the Moors, the Spanish Moors, that the black Moors that conquered them and civilized them and gave them soap and gave them, siestas and all this, and provided them with civilization, but they have that perpetual hatred. The Portuguese are so heavily mixed with the Moors, even though they're still racist, they're not as bad as the Spanish. Um, so yeah, the blackouts are not a coincidence. It's got something to do with the black native Moors because that was where they controlled Europe through Spain and Portugal. So yeah, so it's really, really, really interesting the times we live in. And I'm being invited to the Babylon headquarters, talking about African trade and how Africa is the future and all this stuff. Like, are you for real? Is this the time that we're living in? All of a sudden, even the Westerners are groveling to Africa. Who would have thought this day would come? Honestly, you know. I mean, they've got no choice because those tariffs are just too damn expensive. Not a single Chinese person was invited to that event. But there's got to be a point where even Britain would start. Like, you will see the native blacks, the black British people finally rising up and saying, look, the way that they've been treated has been horrendous, terrible. And if you're going to trade with Africa, then you need to respect black people. I'm sorry, but no African is going to fall for that whole, oh my God, they gave us attention. Oh my God, Europe wants to trade with us. All of a sudden, are you kidding me? After you've disrespected Africa, and treated the continent like a charity basket bag, like you're some white savior going in there to save them. They don't want nothing to do with Europe. You need to grovel more. Like, you can't be inviting African embassies to an event when you're providing crisps. That is unacceptable. You need to provide, you need to do more. You need to do more groveling. And don't be standing there with suits. Like, you need to show some appreciation to the African way of wearing clothes. The Moors wore their capes and they had their style. And we need to see more linen. We need to see more trilby like linen hats. We need to see the appreciation of black culture. And I'm sorry, but you didn't mention black women. If you ain't respecting black women, there is no trade with Africa. Period. Because black women run Africa. Voodoo comes from Africa. Voodoo is controlled by black women. It's always been there, but they will use it. That's why they have medicine men, they have oracles, they have shamans. That kind of shit is basically there to protect the continent. And also, the continent itself has a soul. Do you know what I mean? So you can't just flip the script and say that, oh, equal partners, equal part. No, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. You're treating the black diaspora like complete trash and you're expecting to trade with Africa? I don't think so. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Okay. You've got the police harassing black people and putting their feet on their neck, and the education system treating black people as inferior when Moors provided education in universities, including Cambridge and Oxford, and you're whitewashing that history and pretending that the black Moors didn't do anything. Well, the black Portuguese are starting to come out their shell now and they're uniting black people. But it's a really seriously interesting time to live on the earth right now. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video on that. Thank you.